Not everything in your business should be automated. I want to break down how I actually build out an automated workflow. This is super helpful if you're using platforms like Make and Zapier, maybe even platforms like N8N and Agent Builder if you're more technical. The first thing that you have to do is figure out the actual problem that you are trying to solve. Now, a lot of people are going to skip this step and they're going to say, no, I'm just going to start building because I'm someone who dives in. That actually makes your output worse. The best thing that you can do, literally take out a piece of paper at the very top, write down the goal that you have. Then after you write down that goal, break down that goal. What does that actually look like if you were to tell an intern what they have to do? After that, the next thing you have to do is break it into subcomponents. So I am thinking about what tools, connectors, apps, and prompts I need. Let's take an example. Let's say that you take a lot of text and you want to convert it into a LinkedIn post, a Twitter post, and an Instagram caption. Let's take it one step further and see what a more complex workflow could look like. The first thing you're going to need is that input text. The next thing you're going to need is a connection into an AI model, because that AI model is going to be the thing that converts the initial text into the 3 different social media posts. In order for an AI model to convert it into the right post, in the right tone, in the right style, it also needs a prompt. You might need one prompt that has 3 separate sections, or you might want to break it down into 3 prompts. And that is the most basic version of the automation. Taking in text, applying an AI prompt, and getting the output. Your next task is to look at that very simplified workflow and ask yourself, what could be added in the beginning? What could be added at the end? Or how can I add more value or more efficiency inside the workflow? So for example, that input text, maybe instead of copying and pasting text in, you want a voice transcription layer. That means you're going to set up some sort of API at the front. Maybe it's Whisperflow, maybe it's VoiceInk, so that you can dictate into your app and immediately turn that into text. And on the back end, maybe you want to actually post to these platforms. It's not just writing the LinkedIn post, it's actually posting it on LinkedIn, in which case you're going to need connections into those 3 social media platforms. After you've thought through that full workflow, there's one more thing to think through, and that is the trigger. Do you always want to be the person kicking off this task? Or do you want the AI to be automatically kicked off by something else? Maybe it's kicked off by a brand new file getting dropped into Google Drive. Maybe it's kicked off every Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. But you should always be thinking about how to remove yourself as the bottleneck in your own work. So what are the takeaways with building a really strong automated workflow? Number 1, before you dive in, figure out the goal. Working backwards from a goal is always going to give you more clarity and is actually going to speed up the building process. Number 2 is having a systematic way of breaking it out into a template, thinking about the tools and the applications and the prompts that you might need so that the build goes by a lot faster. Number 3 is starting simple. Start with the smallest version of this workflow, just taking in text and converting it into one LinkedIn post. And only once you have figured out that simple solution should you scale out that workflow. Should you be thinking more about the input, the output, the overall interface, and the trigger. Number 4, and this is a tricky one, but it is important, not everything should be automated. If you automatically respond to every email and one email comes from a client that you have worked with for 25 years that is angry, you do not want an AI automated system taking that first pass. So I want you to take a beat and almost kind of put on your anxiety hat and think about how this automation could go wrong. It's going to help you be a lot more safe with these automated workflows. My name is Ali K. Miller. I'm the #1 most followed voice in AI business. Follow me for more.